Beginning test 04. D8825. Take 2 steps forward. Hold position.
Oh, great. Another diaper-wearing biped here to ruin my morning nap.
What the? Who said that?
Oh, no one. Just your friendly neighborhood telepathic cat who despises your existence.
Stay calm. Proceed with question 1.
SCP-795. What is your objective when interacting with humans?
Objective: a new pillow, grilled salmon, and a pristine cardboard box. Not an objective. Talking to you. If you're about to ask something dumb like, how do you feel about being contained? Let me save us both time. It's like being locked up with lab coat-wearing rats.
I'm not wearing a lab coat.
Then you're a rat in an orange jumpsuit. Still sucks.
Proceed. Ask about recent behavior. The reason for turning the maintenance staffer into a flying squirrel.
Can you explain why you turned a technician into a weasel?
He called me fat. By the way, your outfit is offensively bright. And as it happens, I despise burnt orange. So, go change, and then you can come back and bother me.
Cat. The kind of animal I think most viewers watching this video absolutely adore, or at the very least, have spammed a meme or two about them somewhere on the internet. So, what do you think about the cats in the SCP universe? Do they still carry that same cuteness and goofy charm as your cat at home? Or have they become strange, incomprehensible, maybe even terrifying? Join the X Directive as we explore the SCP anomalies that come in feline form. From cats that are anything but friendly, like the one featured in the interview at the start of this video, to entities so cute, you might find yourself begging the Foundation to let you take one home. Welcome to all feline SCPs. Let's begin with the first anomaly on our list. SCP-529. Josie the Half-Cat. At first glance, Josie appears to be just an ordinary tabby, gentle, quiet, and small. But if you lean in for a closer look, you'll notice something bizarre. Her body ends abruptly at the shoulders, as if someone sliced her clean in half with perfect precision. The rest of her simply doesn't exist. The cross-section doesn't expose any internal organs. Instead, it absorbs all light, appearing as a pitch-black void to the human eye. Josie rarely allows anyone to touch this area. At times, she may tolerate gentle petting, but more often than not, she'll lash out, claws first. Interestingly, these scratches are completely normal. No anomalies, no special effects. Just like the swats you'd get from your very own house cat. Josie's entire rear half is completely invisible, not just to the naked eye, but to every method of detection the Foundation has tried. Quick examinations suggest something even more bizarre. The back half simply doesn't exist. DNA tests confirm that Josie is biologically female, but otherwise, she appears to be completely normal. So, what exactly is going on here? Is Josie truly a half-cat, or has the rest of her been pulled into another dimension? And if that's the case, where is that missing half now? The Foundation doesn't have an answer yet, but maybe you can take a guess in the comments below. Despite only having half a body, Josie walks, eats, and rubs her head against staff members just like any ordinary cat. When placed on the floor, she stands upright, as if supported by all 4 legs. In fact, on sand or pressure-sensitive surfaces, clear traces appear, as though a complete cat had just walked by. So is Josie truly just half a cat? or a fully formed feline that exists between two overlapping realities? Perhaps. Only time will tell. The second feline in today's video has all the traits of a true boss, aloof, demanding, and equipped with some very unusual powers. This is SCP-795. On the surface, SCP-795 appears to be a long-haired black cat, weighing around 2 kilograms. A little chubby, huh? Oops. No body shaming intended. Its gender remains undetermined, but beneath that fluffy exterior lie two anomalous abilities that keep even the Foundation on high alert. First, SCP-795 possesses the ability to transform any living creature within a 30-meter radius. If it deems the target friendly, they'll be turned into another cat just to have a playmate. But if SCP-795 considers someone a threat, or simply doesn't like them, that unfortunate individual will be transformed into a live prey animal before being hunted and eaten. Second, SCP-795 can communicate via telepathy. And if you watched the interview segment at the beginning of the video, yes, that was its Royal Highness speaking. You've already seen it in action. Snarky, demanding, and delightfully smug like a pampered feline monarch. Its requests aren't much different from your average house cat. Better food, softer pillows, more toys. The only difference? You won't hear a single word, but you'll still understand every demand, as if the thoughts just flashed into your mind uninvited. Even more concerning, SCP-795 possesses the ability to temporarily transfer its anomalous powers to other cats. When it was first discovered at an animal control center, every single cat there began exhibiting shape-shifting abilities and telepathic communication, just like SCP-795. At the same facility, all dogs were euthanized, and 3 staff members disappeared without a trace. It is widely believed that SCP-795 was responsible for these events. Although the transformations caused by SCP-795 typically wear off within an hour once the target is removed from its area of influence, this does little to lessen the threat it poses. SCP-795 is still classified as Euclid, and it is kept under strict containment in a 75-meter-long chamber, reinforced with multiple security layers designed to minimize any direct contact. A seemingly ordinary cat, yet one with a volatile temperament, the power to reshape living beings, and a habit of snarking via telepathy. So the question remains, is SCP-795 simply a house cat granted anomalous abilities? Or is it something far more cunning, a sentient entity merely masquerading as a feline, toying with humanity for its own amusement? The next anomaly, SCP-247, may appear at first glance to be a small, adorable house cat, but the truth is anything but simple. According to Foundation records, SCP-247 is actually a fully grown Bengal tiger weighing over 200 kilograms. However, anyone who looks at SCP-247 will perceive it as nothing more than a small, harmless Bengal house cat, less than 50 centimeters in length. No one can sense its true size or danger, even if they're standing directly in front of a full-grown tiger growling and ready to pounce. Not only is perception distorted, but the sounds SCP-247 makes, including its roars, are also perceived by listeners as the meows of a kitten. Recording devices, however, are unaffected. This means its true nature can only be verified through footage or audio captured by cameras and microphones. In testing scenarios, SCP-247 has suddenly pounced and killed Class D personnel, while onlookers at the scene believed they were simply watching a kitten playing with someone. Upon examining the body, it was found that the victim's rib cage and neck bones had been completely crushed, consistent with the bite force of a full-grown tiger. However, SCP-247 doesn't always display aggressive behavior. There are periods when it simply paces its containment chamber like any ordinary house cat, grooming itself, curling up to sleep, or gently rubbing against the bars of its enclosure. Ironically, this calm demeanor often leads personnel to lower their guard, unknowingly putting themselves at great risk. One question remains unanswered. Does SCP-247 consciously control this perception-altering effect, or is it simply an involuntary phenomenon that occurs around it? Regardless, it's this very ambiguity that makes the entity so unpredictable, because no one can tell when it might strike, or whether there's any way to sense the danger before it's too late. Next on the list is SCP-1316, another small cat, but with a truly unique ability: the power to broadcast radio signals. SCP-1316 is a textbook case of forever young, despite being in Foundation custody since 1948. It has retained the appearance of a 3-month-old kitten. Not a single sign of aging has appeared in over half a century. Its behavior is no different from that of a normal cat: shy, cautious, and often avoids strangers. However, precisely at 09:20:37 a.m. GMT every day, SCP-1316 begins broadcasting a radio program that lasts exactly 5 minutes. This signal can be received using a standard radio device. It begins with 3 musical notes from the folk ballad Tom Lin, followed by a monotone artificial female voice reciting a sequence of 80 numbers. At first, the Foundation assumed this anomaly was harmless. That changed with Incident 1316-23A, a raid by the Chaos Insurgency that resulted in the theft of several anomalies. Thanks to audio recorders at the scene, the Foundation was, for the first time, able to decode the content of SCP-1316's broadcasts. And the message was as follows: Operation successful. Awaiting next instruction. Confined to solo chamber. There will be no retreat. Will there? Could these be harmless transmissions? Or is SCP-1316 truly a spy in disguise? Since that final transmission on August 24th, SCP-1316 has never broadcast again. It was moved to a specially designed containment chamber, one completely shielded from all radio frequencies. And to this day, it still lives. It still hasn't aged, and it still remains an unsolved mystery. Rounding out today's list is SCP-26932, a tiny calico kitten with black, gold, and white fur. It looks no different from a normal 6-week-old kitten, but its behavior is anything but ordinary. It all began in Arizona, where an old stone well, built in 1928, had long since dried up. Yet this seemingly forgotten structure became the epicenter of a bizarre phenomenon never seen before. Every time SCP-26932 was brought near the well, designated SCP-26931, the kitten would immediately hurl itself down without hesitation. And the strangest part is, SCP-26932 never hits the bottom. Just seconds before hitting the bottom, it will suddenly teleport to a random location within a 50-mile radius. Sometimes it reappears inside someone's house, sometimes in a tree, other times curled up in the back of an abandoned truck. Every single time, it vanishes, then resurfaces elsewhere. This cat has been retrieved many times, but with each jump into the well, its tail gets shorter by about an inch, and after approximately 8 jumps, its tail vanished completely. The Foundation had closely monitored, tagged, and retrieved it each time, until the 9th incident, SCP-26932 jumped into the well, and this time, it didn't teleport. Instead, the little cat fell straight to the bottom and died on impact. No one knows why it repeated this behavior. No one understands what compelled it to keep returning to that strange, dry well, and no one can say for certain, after that final leap, whether SCP-26932 still had something left, unfinished, a loop without reason, a bottomless well, and a cat vanishing, returning, until it vanished from this world for good. The list of feline-shaped SCP anomalies ends here, at least until more are discovered. No matter how bizarre they are, most of them still retain the unmistakable traits of a cat, a hint of arrogance, a touch of indifference toward the world, and that quiet, mysterious presence, always keeping just enough distance to make you wonder. Are they simply ignoring you, or watching you from the shadows? Would you adopt any of the feline SCPs we covered today? Or do you think there might be another strange cat lurking somewhere? One that hasn't made it into the Foundation's files yet? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love the strange and mysterious world of SCP, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next Anomaly Files.